everybody from the podcast, and hello, YouTube. This is our bonus segment. Ben, I still have your cup. I'm just about to finish the coffee and shouted you out on Instagram, so thanks again for that. Brought to you by, once again, our friends over at Philly Sports Trips, phillysportstrips.com/bell. Come join us for the tailgate in Detroit. Come book some more trips later on in the year. There's still Phoenix. A little tight, but it's still there. phillysportstrips.com/bell. So, in honor of us being a year old, I don't really recognize us from a year ago, which is pretty insane. And it's always odd because, like, we started this show in conjunction with, like, a brand new regime with the Eagles, and it always feels like you grow with that regime at the same time. So it's just kind of like it's awesome that, like, I got to be able to extend my Jalen Hurts takes from, eons before, and, like, I was just remembering where we were, and now, like, we went from, closer to Northeast. Now we're in Delco. Now it's just like, now there's fancy cameras and all that's honestly because of you and, like, the support you guys have given us. So it's just been an awesome year, been a great season, and officially, like, heading into 2022 is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
so.
I know, and it's so funny because if we are growing with the regime, which is really how this has all worked out, then hopefully your offense is better this year. And I'm going to be on another podcast next year as Jonathan Gannon is what's going to happen. So
we'll lost you to the Athletic. Congratulations. Yeah.
But I mean, it is so crazy because, like, obviously we're sitting here. It's our studio, and that was one of the cool things last year as we got all this started. It was like, wow, we're in a studio space. It wasn't exactly what we wanted.
Right.
And, like, to be able to go through everything that we've gone through for a year plus now, I got to tell you, everybody, like, the way the community has built around this show has been everything.
Yeah.
Like, the ability to just wake up and realize that we're not crazy people, which, honestly, like,
does happen.
everybody.
No, you are.
Yeah, well, we are, I
yeah.
guess. Maybe we're just so crazy it might work, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
that's kind of what this has become. But it was just like, this was a major leap for us, for all three of us in every way. We put everything on the line to do this.
Yeah.
And to see how everyone has responded to it, to be able to meet so many different people, like,
That's
one
been
of
the coolest part.
Absolutely, one of the biggest joys, and I mentioned this to you guys months ago, but there was a time in the Discord where I remember it was like the Eagles signed Kaiser White, I think it was,
Yeah.
and it was like midnight on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and I checked the Discord, and I was like, yeah, it's fucking popping.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, there's so many people in here. The conversations are great. They're fun. They're crazy. They're insightful.
Intense.
It covers all the ranges that you want in a good conversation, though. Like, you cover so much ground. A few bad ones, but that happens. but you get so much good conversation there, and everybody replying to each other and seeing how that translates to what we have in the Discord versus seeing you on Twitter or the text line. And now we're going to be seeing everybody out in person with all these tailgates on the road. All
Yeah.
it's just to think of what this is going to be after what it's been for a year is just, it's unbelievable. I mean, look at this. Just all the basics of what the studio looks like, how we've been able to change that. I think the shows have gotten better.
The like meeting Jamie over at
Calf
Barbecue,
Barbecue.
meeting Allison, and, like, this is what's great. Like, we just decided, hey, let's go over to Allison's house and just hang out for the last preseason game. Now, like, the weekend before Washington, we're going to literally make 600 Jello shots with her and some friends, eat some pizza, probably live stream that too, and just have some fun. And that's, like, I think we're just telling you this because, like, that's what we want to keep doing. There's no, like, miracle sauce behind this. Like, if you are in Kansas City or if you're in North Dakota or wherever it is and you're an Eagles fan and you got a little cave or you got something interesting, like, we want to show up to your house someday. Like, that's where we envision this, is connecting every Eagles fan, not just, like, a little here, a little this, a little that. I think we've kind of lost that over the pandemic of just kind of, like, bringing the community back together. Like, it's been a year of not understanding how to, like, do this thing, and I'm sure there'll be even more things we got to figure out and all that stuff, but just, it's really helped us be around everybody and just kind of understand what the community wants, what it needs. And, like, everybody we deal with along the way feels the same way, like all the other different partnerships we have or businesses and things like that. So this, it really literally is your show. Like, it is for wherever you want it to go, wherever you want it to be. And that's what ultimately is cool about this season. Like, I'm so excited to see all the other different stuff. Hell, we've got like ribs of the fantastic rib maker out of nowhere just by being a cool person. Alice and all these people are just cool people, and that is going to create great things, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of this stuff has just been so easy. We meet all these people. We go, "Oh, you're interesting. You do something really cool. Let's figure something out." And it's that simple. And also with the cocktails, JD, Taylor's buddy JD.
Awesome.
We meet him and he makes all this shit. We're like, "Oh my god, it's amazing." But yeah, like that going back to your point of just being out and about and seeing people and going to houses and all that kind of stuff. Like I think it's really important because I remember growing up and like I used to watch on Sundays. I'd watch all day, but it really started with those pregame shows, and it'd be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. And I would watch all those shows all the way through up till 1 o'clock. And as much as I loved those shows, and Boomer and Tom Jackson and all those guys, like I loved it. But the thing that always bugged me was they're in Bristol. Yeah. That's it. That's the only place those people are. I'm going to watch them every single Sunday. I was watching them every Sunday for years, but then I realized that they're never coming here. They're never interacting with me. They're just in a studio on their own. They're doing their own thing, and they're just kind of talking at everybody. They're doing the show,
right?
But they're just talking at you, and that's really where everything started to transition. Like all those sports shows are just like, hey, we're in this beautiful tower, and here we are talking out at you, just people wherever, and it's like. No. Like you need accountability from the public. You need community with the public, and to just be able to meet somebody at a tailgate, and even if we're not doing like a pregame show or something, to just bullshit like, hey, Vince, you had some take about the Birds that was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's what I love that stuff.
Yes, it's fun, it's exciting, it's real. You know what I mean? That's why like Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, none of those guys, they're not real people. Like, they're characters in a studio, and when they're held accountable to their takes, those things get shut down because it breaks down the barrier of the lunacy that they're trying to peddle. And that's that's what I've hated about all of the sports media shit for the last 10 years.
Yeah, because we're all full of shit when we do this stuff, for the most part. I'm just saying, like, because in terms of, this is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to have, like, yes, we want thought-provoking conversations. Yes, we want all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But, like, if it doesn't feel like authentic, if it's not, if we really weren't Eagles fans, it would feel different. It would just feel like a gag. It would feel all of that.
Yeah.
That's why we welcome everybody in, because like our opinions are not going to be any different than the community's. And like if you're not constantly engaging in that, then what's the point of this? Why are we doing this? Like I get no juice out of being like the person behind the microphone. Anybody can do that, but like I don't know. You just miss out on the experience part. We love the experience parts of all of this.
Yes,
too,
you want honesty and authenticity. That's all I try to do with this. It's how can I say exactly what I feel and be honest about that conversation? I don't want to hedge things because it's not like, oh my god, well the audience isn't going to really like that. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, well fucking yell at me then. Just tell me I'm an idiot. I'm fine with that. I've gotten it enough. Thank you. So see, I need more of that. Like that's a good thing. And I think you need that in sports, and it's missed it for so long. Yeah. So that's what makes all of this so much fun.
Too much of how do we make money off of this thing, or like how do we pander to people, which is why I'm kind of against all that shit.
Pandering,
right? Like, how do we pander all these people to make them feel like that, but ultimately it just makes them go buy us something, and it's just like, that's not fun. Like, yes,
it's
go buy
terrible.
stuff, but have a great experience from it.
It's
good. That's what,
Yeah, that stuff kills me because, like, I get it. They're professional athletes, and they make all this money and whatever, but, like, they are human beings that actually exist, and you're getting all these other people that actually exist that are fans, and you're telling them to believe something that you don't, which is going to affect how they feel about that player and how they feel about the team or this general manager or whatever it is. And it's like, if you don't mean those things and you're constantly saying shit that you don't mean and you're asking all these people to believe that, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Fundamentally.
See, I guess that's the point where, like, I would love, and this is talking big dreams and talking turkey and whatever, but, like, if this show can ever get to a point where we can talk to, like, I don't know, Boston Scott or whoever it is, and we're just chilling and having a real conversation where it is, I don't know, critiquing the team, or like, hey, this is what I don't understand when I watch on Sundays. I want to fucking yell at you because you're doing this, this, and this. Help me understand that. That's a good thing to me, rather than doing the old Colin Cowherd, like, even though he's kind of right on Baker Mayfield. We might have to do a bonus episode on that, but like, I don't enjoy thoroughly bashing somebody unless it's really, really necessary.
Yeah.
So I think that would be amazing to eventually get to, where we're just talking to players just like this. That would be cool.
Yeah, and whether it's former players or whatever it is,
Yeah, it doesn't
anybody
matter.
that's just been around it and getting a feel for it. But again, it's having that honest conversation. It's just like I want to actually learn and understand what that experience was for you, and I want to tell you how I felt or how it feels like the community felt about it. How can we express
How
that?
awesome would it be like, hey man, Eagles Twitters were real dicks about this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just, like that never happens in traditional media. Never.
No.
Never. I'm okay if you're a dick or you're acting like, you're on a roll. It's part of the bit, whatever. But like, apologize when you're wrong. That's okay. That's still allowed in this business.
It should be. Yeah.
And like, just say, yeah, I was really fucking wrong on this. I read it the wrong way. I did take the lumps. Just like you're criticizing the player that you can't even fucking barely sniff the field you're on. So I think it's just a respect thing. That's all. Like, it doesn't mean you're a fanboy, and it doesn't mean you're this. It's just like, I was wrong. You don't need to be an egotistical dickhead for ratings or whatever the fuck people say. Clicks, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because that's one of the tough things for me as we've done this and figuring out my place in sports media all these years. It's just like I'm not generally a fanboy type. You know what I mean? I love the team. I love analyzing the game.
Yeah.
Well, you get riled up. You know what I mean? You've got
Besides
more,
Kyle Hamilton.
Besides Kyle Hamilton.
That's
yeah.
right. I'm strictly a Kyle Hamilton one-man show.
Man,
but
you give me a sniff of minnow, I'll go try and find a trout. So yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, but you've got that energy and that fire to it, and it's fun to talk to you about all this shit. Like over the past year of just everything of figuring out what this team is, who Jalen Hurts is, all those things we talk about. Because like you do have that energy, and you've got more of that fan side, and like I just kind of have this cold-blooded logistical side to me where I take a lot of that out of the equation, and like it's just fun. Like it's fun to argue with you.
I think it's oh yeah, and that's why like we look at things kind of completely different and at the same time too. So and I think that all stems from your cold-blooded analytical not being able to smell that good. So I think if you had a different snout and a better taste buds, you would warm up a little bit. But
yeah.
That's
maybe
what makes you great and unique.
And that's the thing. When I've got moments, and that's the thing too. It's like when I find times where I really like the team, I really fucking like the team.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like
just
15-2 on the show.
Damn right. That's right. I just called them the best roster in the NFC, and I said they're going to go 15-2 in the best case scenario. So like I can get there, but it's hard for me to get there.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing it from other people, trying to have those conversations about where we think it is and what we think it is. It's just fun, man. And like to develop all the other stuff around it with going out, seeing people, getting the giveaways. Like, and I mean this because I talk about John coming in all the time. And Taylor, you can attest to this too, where like John is like, hey, I just talked to this brand. They want to get involved. We could get different beers or awesome sauce or whatever it is. And we get all that stuff. Like we want to do that for you. So when you're listening to the show, you're a big part of this. If we're a part of your commute all the time or whatever it is, and you're like, it would be really fucking awesome if the guys got this and could give it away as a prize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us know. Like, give us
your show.
Yes, like we want to do this for you.
Perfect example of that is we did give away Madden codes. If you've been listening and watching, you know that. But like, I just said, everybody's like, "Hey, where's the fucking PC codes?" Me forgetting that all the elite PC gaming people, always need to be taken care of. But I just said I didn't even realize people play Madden on PC. So
yeah,
that's
I
my
never
bad.
thought about that either.
I was like, what a weird concept.
It's always been a controller for me.
Yeah.
I've literally never played Madden once in my life or known anybody who's played it on PC.
Not since I was like a kid. Like when a computer really was better than a console. But still is now. I know. I can hear it already.
Yeah. No.
But like. Yeah, they said immediately, what's the next biggest PC game out? Let's just see if we can do it. Like, I would rather do that, including cash money. Like, it's just say, hey, we'd rather just have $200 this month or this Thursday or whatever it is. So that's all we want to do is just reward you. That's really why we're talking about this, leaving it up to you. Just tell us what you want. I can say this officially. If you're watching this, congratulations. We are going to give away so many Iron Hill Brewery gift cards. It is unreal. More on that later, but because you're watching this bonus and because we love you, I'm letting you know that right now, and all the OGs will know. But like, everyone we talk to loves you, and that's what makes it go. And I'm not pointing at Vince, and I'm not pointing.
You're
at Diller
definitely not
myself.
pointing at me.
They love you, so whatever you want, we can basically try and go get it. Can't promise 100%, but like 85% pretty much, yeah. So
yeah, we're gonna try. At the very least, we're gonna try, and that's what it's all about. Because you want fun shit. We want to give you fun. We want to have fun. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of all of this. It's to have a good time, right? Like it's that old high school lunch table feeling. Because that was one of those things that really solidified all this for me. Was I'd sit there at the cafeteria every day. We just bullshit about sports all the time.
Yeah.
Like you make good friends with people like that. It does build a sense of community. Like it just takes it to a whole other level. So to be able to have fun and then get some cool shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to give that away. We want to be around it. It's just fun. It's that easy.
And thanks to everybody that's tried to make this possible. Shout out to all the OGs in the Discord, from Taboo to Ryan to Barney Pearlstein to Matt and Bobby Dubs. We got a lot more for you, buddy, and we'll get to we'll talk about you in a right before the season, because I think we need to.
Yeah.
And it's just been awesome. Just Turbo Mike being like an official beat reporter.
Yeah,
for
like
the
how
Discord
awesome is that?
Amazing.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I loved that because Mike crushed it. He really
so great.
found his sense of, here's something that's relevant with all these training camp tweets. Here's something that's not. Here's something that every beat tweeted. So here's one tweet about that instead of 30.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's simple stuff, but it means something, and everybody could really see that and appreciate it day in and day out. So like Turbo Mike, that's awesome. For everybody else that you mentioned, like
Jerry
Ryan,
down in
Taboo, and
Dallas,
Barney,
like just everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hang out and have beers and all that stuff. It's yes to all of it. We're gonna get there. We can't wait to see you wherever you are. Make sure you go to phillysportstrips.com/bell and know where we are going to be each weekend. Just follow the Eagles schedule for where they're away. That's where we're gonna come and be. And please hang out at the tailgate, because first of all, we need help in enemy territory, but mainly we just want to hang out with you. So that's the point of this. This is not for shining your shoes or anything. It's literally just awesome to meet new friends. Every city, every little nook and cranny of Philadelphia. Very incredible. So glad we got to celebrate a happy birthday month. I feel like Oprah a little bit. Like there's a little bit of that element going on. But just to know that like August we can give back to everybody, and we really want to expand that next year. Thank you for all your support. I'm John Barchard for Vince Quinn, Taylor Cordatis. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. BellonTheBirdmen.com. Bye.